Hey, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And we're the creators of MaSkeeters. We're just going to sit down, decorate some cookies. What are we decorating?
We're going to decorate South Carolina cookies. And we're going to put a beach on them.
Beach. I like beaches. Let's get started.
Alright, so we're going to start with making the sand first. So we need scissors. Yeah, so I actually was at my other job. I don't do this full time. This is a hobby, I guess, that I kind of started. That
side hustle. It's a side hustle.
Yeah. Oh, that lid's hard to open. So I was at my other job, and my boss came to me with some sugar cookies that she just bought, and I jokingly told her I could do better because I had just graduated from culinary school with a baking and pastry degree, and but yeah, so I jokingly told her I could do better, and then she told me that she would like to try my sugar cookies. So I went home and I started playing around with my sugar cookie recipe. I wanted it to be perfect before I brought it to her to have her taste them, and that took about 2 weeks before I brought her some sugar cookies.
Yeah.
It was around there. And
that was during trial and error?
Yes. There was a lot of trial and error. And this whole time I was doing it, I didn't think it would really lead up to anything. It was more like, oh, this should just be something fun to play around with and do. But when I finally got her some cookies brought in, she really liked them. And I have been making her sugar cookies now since December.
Of last year.
So that was 2019. I started doing this for her. What we're using for the sand is actually coconut sugar mixed with some sugar in the raw to give us that nice sand texture.
A little lustrous too.
Oh, yep, and the
a little
luster.
Sparkle. And all of our ingredients that we have are organic, natural, good old stuff.
I think working with the best ingredients that I could get my hands on was very important to me. It's still very important.
Since I can remember, the plan has always kind of been, we're going to graduate school, and then we're going to have a bakery together. That was always what I've heard.
Yeah.
I was almost kind of blackmailed into it.
Oh, you definitely were blackmailed.
But in school, we were always kind of busy, and we never got around to actually starting. We always said we would do it when we were done. And then you getting into the cookies with the boss kind of showed us that we could do it now. Even if we did start small, we could start now and start doing it.
Definitely, it was amazing because she really wanted the products from me because she's like, these are the best sugar cookies she's ever tasted. Now, I'm a little biased because I played around with this recipe so much and changed so many things.
The recipe that we started with is not the one that we have now.
No, it's not.
And it is a secret, locked up, shut, never going to be told, over my dead body, written on a tombstone kind of recipe.
Absolutely, because I've done so much to it.
That's why. So sand's done. Now what?
So the next thing we're going to do is work on making the ocean to our beach. So we're going to come here and we're going to start with the lightest color. So you kind of, when you're looking at this cookie, you kind of want to go, okay, where would each color end up being? Because you don't want to have the majority to be light, medium, dark. You kind of want to have it even to the best of your ability.
So, MaSkeeters, what's in the name? Do you remember how we came up with that name?
Yeah, so when I was younger, I was actually cyber schooled by my dad. And I used to make lunches for him and me. And he used to call me Little MaSkeeter working in the kitchen. And when we were doing this, I needed a name, and he actually brought that name up. And I liked it, and we decided to go with that just because it had some nice memories.
So what's been your favorite design that we've done?
Oh, we've done so many. So, well, I remember doing some for autism.
Oh, it's Awareness Day. Yep.
Yeah, that one was a lot of
That's
fun.
a near and dear day to our heart.
It is. I think autism Downs, we definitely should support those kids and show them our love and not look down to them, but like support them and lift them up and encourage them to try new things. So I also like the Peter Rabbit ones. Those were some of your first ones you did, were the Peter Rabbit ones.
Those were like my first solo decorating. You did the white bases, and then I sat there all day painting on each little Peter Rabbit. Those were hand painted Peter Rabbits. Took me all day, literally like 12 hours.
Yeah,
to get those done.
I was impressed. Because I actually was at my other job while she was doing those, so I didn't get to see the finished product until I got home that day.
And by then it was too late. She had to like them.
That is true. There was no going back at that point.
Yeah. Alright, so ocean waves are done.
Yep.
Sand's done. Bases are wet, so they just gotta wait, let them dry.
Right.
Come back.
So we'll see you when these have sat up. Alright guys, so we're back and our cookies are dried. So we're just going to finish them up and put on some detail work.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is take our white icing. We're going to go along the edge and kind of pipe where we would want the waves to be. And then with a paintbrush of your choosing, we're just going to follow it back.
So we're mostly known for doing sugar cookies, but we do more than just sugar cookies. What else do we do?
We've done oatmeal raisin cookies, we've done peppermint and chocolate, we've done some macaroons, some scones. I like to think we do a little bit of everything. We just have the most orders right now for our custom sugar cookies.
And they are truly custom. Everything we do, apart from these are strictly of our own creation for this. But everything else we do is anytime someone has a birthday theme or a business is wanting thank you cookies or something, it's all custom work. It's all created right there on the spot. We don't really have any set designs. We can kind of do anything.
I like to think
like we do have some like staples, like those houses,
right?
Like, the welcome home ones. Those are kind of I feel like a staple of it.
Yes, mason jars. We seem to
those mason jars are definitely
a staple,
a hot topic.
Yeah. Our prices pretty much start at like 35 cookies a dozen, and then it goes up from there depending on how much
detail is. Because something you have to think about is the whole process to actually get to the point of icing cookies is like 2 to 3 days before we can even ice these cookies.
Yeah.
Because you gotta make the dough, and then to give our dough the best flavor it can have, we actually let it rest overnight in the fridge. That kind of gives it time to kind of blend together in a way.
Yep.
And then next day, roll out. Those get frozen to hold their shape. That way we don't have any bleeding or wonky.
Not so much bleeding.
Yeah, not so much bleeding or wonkiness going on.
Right.
So those sit overnight again. So that's another day. And then by day 3, we can start icing and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a process. And there's a lot of detail work that can go into some of these cookies. Like I said, the Peter Rabbit ones, those took literally all day.
Those were a $40 cookie.
Those were $40 cookies.
Right, like this cookie here would probably be around the 35 mark, just because there's not a whole lot of detail work going into them. It was pretty...
Yeah, these are more of a simple design. And the mason jars, those are a simple design.
Right. It's the ones that have that little bit more work in them that we have to charge just a little bit more because, time is valuable. we do that.
We do a baker's dozen for everything too. So when you order cookies, we charge for 12 a dozen, but then we give another extra cookie.
Yes.
So if you're ordering cookies to send to a friend somewhere, there's an extra one in there.
Where all have we shipped to? We've shipped to a
We
lot.
have shipped. We've shipped to Pennsylvania, New York. Somewhere else. North Carolina?
Yep.
Yeah, we did North Carolina too. So we packaged them up. They ship fine.
We've only had one box that had some broken cookies in it. And we actually sent that person some replacement cookies because I felt really bad that those broke on him. So,
that was the only time.
And it was bow ties, and we've learned that for shipping bow ties, because they're a little fragile right in the center, we have to put a cardboard backing before we to give them that little bit more support.
Yep. So we've definitely learned along the way, trial and error, kind of learning stuff. So
It's been fun. It's definitely a lot of learning how to do something different that you never thought you would be doing. But I'm very grateful and blessed that we've had this opportunity.
Definitely a blessing all the way.
And that's my cookies.
So thanks for watching, just hanging out with us. Honestly, this is just kind of a fun, relaxing time to just kind of play with some cookies. Especially amidst all this craziness in the world right now. It's just a good, relaxing time. So thanks for joining us to look at sugar cookies, learn a little bit more about our business, and don't forget to head over to Facebook, Instagram, give us a like, follow, check out some of our other cookies that we've done, and we'd love to make some cookies for you too. So thanks, have a blessed day, and good bites.